Hey folks, Leo here once again. Hope y'all enjoyed my review of Justice League Doom. It is on my channel now, go check it out. You guys remember, it is the mass profile picture. Let's keep on saying it. I do share videos on my other channel that has the Batman Mask of the Phantasm profile picture in it, but stay subscribed to this channel if you want to see more videos with mass profile picture. And guys, if you don't notice, welcome to my channel. If you're new, my name is Levi McNally. It starts a bit late, and that's about 10:23 at night. It's a bit of a late night video. I don't have work. I'm not working the weekend anyway, so figured I'd do some reviews. So I'm doing a superhero marathon on my YouTube channel. And what I've been doing is reviewing 2010s, what I call the 2010s era of superhero reviews. The superhero movies that came out in the year 2010, 2019, and 2019, yeah. And that is, I am on the year 2012. I just got two more movies left. And this is another revisit review for another Marvel Cinematic Universe movie. This is the sixth film in the UC, the sixth film in the MCU. My revisit review of the 2012 superhero film that is The Avengers. Yeah, this movie's titled, or you can call it Marvel's The Avengers, but it's called The Avengers. In the UK and London, Ireland, is called The Avengers Marvel Avengers Assemble, which is fine. But here in America, I think we just call the movie The Avengers or Marvel The Avengers, whatever. Same thing. But still, really, this movie is great. I freaking love this movie. It took us 5 movies to get here. I remember seeing this movie in theater. I saw it twice, actually. Just one time when it came out and one time for my birthday back in May in 2012. That was the month I also. This was May 4th when this came out, so just a couple good weeks before I graduated high school. But man, this was awesome to sit through. Again, 5 movies. The Marvel did a good job with this because we got the Iron Man movie first, good origin story. Thor had a good story. The Incredible Hulk, even though here he's played by Mark Ruffalo, who was good. Yeah, he's not a joke like he is in Infinity War and especially Endgame. But they do good with Hulk in this movie. And a good origin for Captain America, and a good story for Thor. He's already Thor. He's just arrogant, has learned to be a hero. Those movies did a good job with the story with these characters, and introducing Black Widow, and of course you have Nick Fury up here and Clint Barton, aka Hawkeye, which are good characters in the movie. You've seen Samuel Jackson throughout the 5 movies, so you knew the Avengers were coming. They were building it up very slowly. They didn't rush it, and it took 5 movies to get here. Yeah, and it worked really well. Yeah, they took their time with it. But let's get into the direction of this movie, okay? It goes back to the very first incarnation of the Avengers. It goes to the Ultimates. It goes to everything about it. It makes no sense. It's ridiculous. There's a Thunder God. There's a green-eyed giant rage monster. There's Captain America from the 40s. There's Tony Stark who definitely doesn't get along with anybody. Ultimately, these people don't belong together. And the whole movie is about finding yourself from community, and finding that you're not only belong together, but you need each other very much. So obviously, this will be expressed, though punching it, but will be the heart of the film. Josh Whedon directed the Avengers about the film. Ideas for a film based on the Avengers began in 2003. This is the time we had like X2, Emily's Hope that came out, which sucked, and of course Daredevil, which didn't do well at the box office wise. But first announced plans to develop the film in 2005, but Marvel Enterprises declared independence by aligning with Marvel Lynch. Tuesday slate of films that will be showed by Paramount Pictures. Marvel discussed their plans in a brief presentation to Wall Street analysts. The studio's intention was to release individual films for the main characters to establish their identities and familiar audiences with them. Before mentioning the crossovers, merging the characters together in a crossover film. Screenwriter Zach Penn, who wrote The Incredible Hulk, became attached to the film in 2006. It was hired by Marvel when Studios started the film in June 2007. But the week of the 2007-2008 Writers Guild of America, Marvel negotiated with the Writers Guild of America to ensure that it could create films based on comic book characters, including Captain America, Ant-Man, and the Avengers. After the successful release of Iron Man, though, it was 2004 and 5. You did have some Marvel movies, but you didn't have the MCU. And some movies were hits, and some movies were not. 2005, you had Electro, and that flopped. Electro sucked. You know, and yeah, Fantastic Four, which I liked. I do love Fantastic Four 2005 movie. That's my favorite Fantastic Four movie. But people were mixed on it. Yeah, but after Iron Man came in 2008, the company set a July 2000 release date for The Avengers. 2008, Marvel Studios reached an agreement with Paramount and extension of a previous partnership, which gave the company rights for 5 future Marvel films. Casting began in October 2008, with Downey signing. Although Don Cheadle was reported to star his run Iron Man 2 role of War Machine in the Avengers, he later stated that he did not think the character would appear in the film, which obviously he did not. Similarly, two major developments occurred for Marvel, but he did appear in the three sequels though. Yeah. And the company signed a long-term release with Raphael Studios to produce three of the big budget films: Iron Man 2, Thor, and Captain America: The First Avenger at their Manhattan Beach, California complex. Samuel, in February 2009, Samuel Jackson signed a nine-picture deal with Marvel Tennant to play Nick Fury in Iron Man 2 and other films. He did have a short cameo in the first Iron Man film, though. Well, in the post-credit scene. Post-credit scene. Everyone who plays Bruce Banner in the Incredible Hulk stated he was opening returning in the film. The next month, executive producer Jon Favreau said he would not direct the film, but would definitely have input and say. Favreau also expressed concern, stating, "It's going to be hard because I was so involved in creating the world of Iron Man. Iron Man is a very much tech-based hero, and then with Avengers, we're going to be introducing some supernatural aspects because of Thor. The two of those work very well in the comic books, but it's going to take a lot of thoughtfulness to make that all work and not blow the reality that we've created." In March 2009, Scarlett Johansson replaced Emily Blunt in portraying Natasha Romanoff in Iron Man 2. Thank God. I don't like Emily Blunt. I'm glad they went with Scarlett. I did attach her to the Avengers. The following day, Marvel announced that the film's release date had been pushed back to May 4th, 2012, almost a full year later, which was fine. Chris Hemsworth and Tom Hiddleston joined the film's cast in June, returning though as Thor and Loki. July 2009, Pence discussed that the crossover. My job was to kind of shuttle between the different movies and make sure that finally we were mimicking that comic book structure while the movies connected. It's just a board that tracks shows what everything happens in this movie overlaps with the movie. I'm pushing them to do as many animated as possible to animated movie to draw boards so that we work on all the same visual ideas. Experience of production taking priority. Additionally, Penn attempted to reduce Thor's role in the script to doubt about the character's ability to succeed on film. He changed his mind once Hemsworth cast as Thor, although the film always intended to use Loki as his villain. Ben noted that early discussions had considered reusing Red Skull, which would have probably been interesting. Marvel Studios chief Kevin Feige was asked if he would be challenging the blind fantasy of Thor with the high-tech science fiction Iron Man and the Avengers. No, he said, because we're doing Jack Kirby, Stan Winston, Walt Simpson, and J. Michael Trisk Thor. Can't say it right, sorry. But not going to blow the dust off the nod. You know, book in your library, Thor. And in Thor, the Marvel Universe, there's a risk for the Asgardians. And we're linked through the Tree of Life that we're unaware of. It's real science, but we don't know it yet. The Thor movie is about teaching people that. In March, it was reported that Penn had completed the first draft, and that Marvel editor-in-chief Joe Pedicci, comic book writer Brian Michael Bendis have received copies. Also, much Chris Evans accepted an offer to play Captain America in the three films, including the Avengers. People forget that we started filming Avengers before either Thor or Captain America were released. But people had hated Thor, but people thought Loki was ridiculous. But the people didn't buy the Super Soldier Frozen Ice. We were in the first quarter of production on a giant movie, and we were going to pet stop. It was sort of all at that point, Kevin Feige says. February 2010, Joss Whedon was near the completion of a deal to direct the film and to receive Penn's script, and was officially announced in July 2010. Regarding the hiring, Art stated that my personal opinion is that Josh did a fantastic job. He loves these characters and is a fantastic writer. It's part of his life, so you know he's going to protect it. Except someone like him is going to make the script even better. Feige added, I've known Josh for many years, looking for the right thing, and he came and met on. Find a director that what's on the verge of doing something great as we think it is. We'd say that the 2010 San Diego Comic Con, the dream to the film is that it loves how people shouldn't be in the same room. While when Whedon received Penn's draft, he told Feige too he felt that studio did not have everything, and they should have pretended this draft never happened. Part of Whedon's issue was the lack of character connections in Penn's draft, which necessitated Whedon to begin at a square one. Sorry, I had a hard time reading that. Marvel quickly began working to sign Whedon to write and direct, only establishing that he concluded the Avengers against Loki, pissed them against them, battle among the heroes in the middle, a battle against the villains at the end. They had the film done for a May 2012 release. The script went through a lot of insane iterations of what it might be, according to Whedon. There was a point when it was certain Johansson would star in the film, so he wrote a huge bunch of pages starring the Wasp, and wanted Zoe Delogian to play the character. He was also worried that one British character actor, Hiddleston, was not enough to take on our mighty heroes, that we felt like we were rooting for the overdose. So a huge up with Esco Stain, Obadiah Stain's son. Once and all the actors were locked in the place, that movie stayed on mission. Whedon notes that the characters used to have the same issue. Unlike X-Men, he felt these guys just don't belong together. Before realizing they'd be like the Dirty Dozen. Whedon also referenced Doctor Strangelove, The Abyss, His Girl Friday, and Black Hawk Down. Whedon would ultimately share a final screenplay credit with Penn. The casting process continued throughout the much of the additions of Jeremy Renner or Ruffalo Clark Gregg. Ruffalo replaced Edward Norton. whom Marvel declined to bring back. We have made the decision not to bring Ed Norton back to portray the child role of Bruce Banner in the Avengers Take the Siege. Our decision is definitely not one based on because I heard that they had a time working with him or he was difficult on set. Still, I love the Incredible Hulk. That's still the best looking Hulk in my opinion, and the best Hulk movie in my opinion. But instead, rooting on the need for the actor who bodies the community and collaborative spirit of other talented cast members, the Avengers demands players who thrive working as a part of an ensemble. As Emsor, Robert, Chris Hayes, Chris Evans, Samuel Scarlett, and all of our talent cast. The league's renowned name actor who fulfills their requirements, passionate about the iconic role in the comic weeks. Lawrence agent Brian Chosen disregarded Fenton's statement, calling it personally misleading, an appropriate attempt to paint our client in a negative light. Norton said in 2014 it was his own decision never to play the Hulk again because he wanted more diversity with his career, and why he never would be associated with only one character. In August 2010, this again is a shame though, because I thought he was really good at Bruce Banner. Mark Ruffalo was too, don't get me wrong. Before that, Paramount Pictures and Marvel Studios was planning to start shooting in February, October 2010, and studios in Bethesda, New York, Brooklyn, New York City, we announced their filming locations, scheduled to begin in November. But as we later explained, we were supposed to be filming in Los Angeles for a short period. It was supposed to be in New York, and then somehow we ended up in another country, I guess. Also said October, agreed to pay Paramount at least $150 million for the worldwide distribution rights to Iron Man 3 and the Avengers. The deal also allowed Paramount to continue to collect 8% of the box office fee for distributing the film and create a placement of the company's production logo. December 2010, Governor of New Mexico Bill Richardson, Marvel Studios co-president Louis T. Upstow, announced that the Avengers would permanently film in New Mexico, with principal photography scheduled for April through September 2011. Parts of the film were also slated to be shot in Michigan. The plans to film in Detroit were scrapped after the governor reached out proposed a budget that would eliminate a film tax event. 3 months later, in March, governors of Ohio Josh Keenan announced during Major Frank G. Jackson State of the City stressed that the Avengers would also film in Cleveland. Contrary to the design of Iron Man's Mark IV suit, Wes Anderson said that Josh Whedon was looking for something that had the cool factor with the suitcase suit, while still being a fully armored, heavy-duty suit that they used in Iron Man 2 to take on an army in the final battle to achieve. Some just combined ideas approach to Iron Man 2 with some combat concepts invented in the first Iron Man film, creating a modular suit featuring large ammo packets on the arms and backpack. Casting reaches final stages in the following year. February 2011, Kobe Smulders was cast in the role of Maria Hill. This was her first Marvel movie she did. After sitting in screen tests conducted by Marvel for the role of a key SHIELD member, Samuel Jackson described in his name for his sidekick. Monica Bellucci, Jessica Lucas, and Mary Elizabeth Winstead were also considered for the role. Monica Bellucci, though, I think that's the actress who played in Gotham and in Deadpool. Mary Elizabeth Winstead, she was in Sky High. Over the 6 months, the film's cast include Stellan Skarsgård, Paul Bettany, Gwyneth Paltrow. Paltrow was cast as Danny's instance. Prior to this, Whedon had not intended the film to include supporting characters from the heroes in the visual film screening. You need to separate the characters from their support systems in order to create the isolation you need for a team. Filming parts of the film, Avengers were filmed in Cleveland and in New York City. Here is where they filmed some of this movie. Prison photography began April 25th, 2011, in New Mexico, where working title group Hug. A, a head injury. A stuntman named Jeremy Fitzgerald sustained a head injury while attempting to do a stunt involving 30-foot fall from a building after being struck by an arrow. Despite the injury, he recovered, assumed to work on set as confirmed by a Marvel spokesperson to TMC. Second film from the Butler area. Production shifted to Cleveland, Ohio in August 2011. Cinematographer Simmons McGray explained that he chose a 1.5851 aspect ratio. Disney announced that the film would undergo conversion to 3D. According to Whedon, I'm not a big fan of extreme lengths talking movies. I like to see the space and relate to it. The 3D kind of my artistic way. But it's an action movie. Well, it's an action film. A more story-based movie. Seriously, the film was submitted to the Motion Picture Association of America (MPAA), received no rating for Phil Coulson's Destiny. The scene was firmly edited to secure a PG-13 rating. In May 2012, Whedon but there was decision to include Thanos in a post-credit scene, even though the character is not identified in the film. He's for me the most powerful and fascinating Marvel villain. He's the great granddaddy of the badasses and is in love with death. I just think that's so cute. For me, the greatest Avengers that contain the death of Adam Warlock. There's some of the most important text. Yeah, Mark Ruffalo is the Hulk, bottom wearing a motion capture suit as he's fighting Thor in the film. The film features over 2,200 visual effects completed by ILM, Industrial Light and Magic, who has been they've been doing movies since like Star Wars from just called Star Wars from 1977 when that came out. They included the Helicarrier, the New York City Cap, body doubles, Iron Man, the Hulk to bring the Hulk to life on screen. Ruffalo performed a motion capture suit on set along with the other actors. While for motion capture, HD cameras capturing his full body and focus on his face. GFY Elmo's visual effects supervisor aimed for more realistic depiction of the Hulk compared to the one seen in Emily's 2003 film. We really wanted to utilize everything we developed the last 10 years, made a pretty spectacular Hulk. One of the greatest design decisions we would incorporate more Ruffalo into the look of the film. So much of Hulk is based on Ruffalo. Ireland, they recreated the imaginary of the New York city cap featured in the film, covering 10 city blocks, 4 city blocks. It says that they were plans to include Roswell Tower from the Amazing Spider-Man from 2012 in the film, and Disney and Fisher had agreed to it. However, this idea was abandoned because much of the skyline had already been finalized. I'm not going to sit here and read everything about it, but the music score is done by Alan Silvestri. So of course, get to that theme a little later. But for the marketing of the movie, you had the TV trailers. Of course, at the end of Captain America: The First Avenger, the post credits and they show you a little teaser for the Avengers. Saying coming next summer. I think that's just get published. That was a good way to do it. They said that was leaked a little bit, but they had that. There was a Super Bowl back in 2000. I remember that because I remember the trailer for this. Yeah. There you have Chris Evans, Tom Hiddleston, Kobe Smulders, and Clark Gregg, I guess, supporting the film. Yeah, yeah. And they market it with toys. You had commercials. Little kids dressed up as the Avengers in the commercial, and you had Iron Man toys. They had Hulk toys and Thor's hammer as a toy and Captain America's shield as a toy. Yeah, but I think it was the trailers, and of course, I think it was they didn't need to do much marketing because I think people were. Well, I know I was at the time excited to see this movie because they were building up to it, and I think we knew from watching the. If you've seen the other 5 movies at the time, you knew they were building up to the Avengers. So no doubt, people once they were watching these films as Iron Man, we knew this movie was coming. Yeah, they had some tie-ins, promotional partners, I guess like toys. I said there was a video game based on the film, but didn't get released, I guess. But there was an Avengers game like on PS4. That thing came out 2018 or something like that, which they should have released. But anyway, for the cast of the movie, yeah, here's your good cast for the Avengers. They cast all the good people. You have Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark, Iron Man. He's a self-described transatlantic playboy, philanthropist who wears a suit of armor of his own invention. Yeah, and Downey, of course, when he go play on, he played in Sherlock Holmes um, from 2009. He was on Judge. He worked with Christopher Nolan, Open Year. So I guess he was in that movie. But Downey's been doing movies since the 80s. And then you have Chris Evans and Steve Arch, Captain America, who was 70 years trapped in ice. He's a World War II veteran who was enhanced to the peak of human by serum and frozen in suspended animation before waking up in the modern world. And for him, it's a whole new world for Captain America because it's been 70 years that he woke up. But Chris Evans, you also know he's done other movies like Cellular, uh, not another team movie, but he's worked more before, way before being in MCU. He played the Human Torch in Fantastic Four 2005 and the sequel Fantastic Four: Rise of Silver Surfer, and in TMT 2007 he voiced Casey Jones. Yeah. And Mark Ruffalo as Bruce Banner Hulk. He's a genius who, due to exposure to gamma radiation, transforms into a monstrous creature and they call it the Hulk. Mark Ruffalo, I've seen movies like Just Like Heaven with Reese Witherspoon. That was a pretty good movie. 13 and Going on 30 with Jennifer Gardner, which was good. You know, Jennifer Gardner worked tomorrow. She was a lecturer, of course, in Daredevil. And of course, the shitty movie that they had come out with. And of course, he worked with Marvel after that too. Of course, being Avengers: Age of Ultron, the other Avengers movies, Infinity War and Endgame, and came back as Bruce and She-Hulk. Yeah, Attorney at Law, which is a crappy show. I hate what they did with his character in the rest of the movies. Um, for now, this movie and Age of Ultron, his character is awesome. So sorry for the messing up the video fucking thing. This is me off. But anyway, Chris Hemsworth Thor, the Crown Prince of Asgard, based on the T'Challa, God of Thunder. Chris Hemsworth, he's done other movies too. He was in Snow White and the Huntsman, Snow White and the Huntsman, Wonders War, Men in Black International, which I didn't like. Black Hat, I heard was good. Extraction, I heard that was pretty good. Ghostbusters 2016, yeah. And of course, I do like both the Dark World and Ragnarok, but I don't like Love and Thunder. And of course, he had a cameo in Doctor Strange. Philip Strong was pretty good. And Scarlett Johansson is Natalia Romanoff, Black Widow. And Halle Jane Spine working for S.H.I.E.L.D. Scarlett Johansson, I think I remember, from the Square Prince movie, she voiced Princess Mindy, gorgeous woman. Uh, yeah. And of course, Black Widow, she had, yeah, her first appearance was Iron Man 2. And of course, Avengers Age of Ultron, Captain America, The Civil War, Avengers Infinity War, and Endgame. And of course, Black Widow. And I remember her in a movie called Eight Legged Freaks. Yeah, I like that movie. She did Lost in Translation, a movie with Bill Murray. And Bill Murray would also going to be, have a short part in an MCU movie. That was Ant Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. And Jeremy Renner is not important, not Hawkeye. He's a master archer working as an agent for S.H.I.E.L.D. Renner prepared for the role by physically demanding robot training, essentially practicing archery. And he did a great job, you know. And I'm sure Scarlett did a lot of working out and fighting. I'm sure a lot of them had a, you know, Jeremy Renner, though, I think, I remember him in SWAT with Colin Farrell, who also was in a Marvel movie. He was Bullseye, you know, and Daredevil. He was also Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol and Rogue Nation. I don't think he was in any other new movies. I don't think he's in the new movie, which sucks. And of course, The Bourne Legacy, which is a forgettable movie. And he was in Captain America Civil War. Black Widow itself had a cameo in Avengers Endgame, but he was not in Infinity War. We only saw him in Endgame after that. Yeah, but Jeremy Renner's a good actor. I think he also played in Dahmer. Yeah, as Jeffrey Dahmer, the real life serial killer in a movie. And Tom Hiddleston as Loki, Thor's Dr. Brother, and Nemesis. The only movies I can think of is he was Kong Skull Island. He was good in that. I Saw the Light playing Hank Williams in a biopic film in Kong Skull Island, like I mentioned. And Stellan Skarsgård as Eric Sipil, a pathologist, a scientist, and a friend of Thor, who gets under Loki's control. Let me think of Good Will Hunting. He was in that. The Hunt for Red October. I just remember him in Good Will Hunting. And a movie called The Glass House, where he was the villain in that movie. Oh, and Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest, and was in a plane. Will's father, Bill. I think that, yeah. Bootstrap Bill Turner. Yeah. That's right, you'd look just like him. I'm just kidding. Doing a poor imitation of Johnny Depp as Captain Jack Sparrow. And Samuel Jackson Nick Fury, the director of S.H.I.E.L.D. Yeah. And Samuel Jackson, he's been in Star Wars, Pulp Fiction, True Romance. He's been in a lot of movies. Do the Right Thing, Jackie Brown, The Hateful Eight, Django Unchained working with Tarantino, and Kill Bill Volume 2 as well. And voicing uh, a superhero himself, Frozone in Incredibles, and in 2018 came back as Frozen Incredibles in The Incredibles 2. Hopefully he'll do a third movie. I hope so. Snakes on a Plane, which I really love that. Kingsman Secret Service, he's the villain in that. He was also in Kong Skull Island, which He also coached star with Tom Hiddleston and Brie Larson, who would go on to be Captain Marvel. Uh, yeah, and in Glass and Unbreakable. Yeah, but Sam's a great actor. You have Clark Gregg appearing as Phil Coulson, and like I mentioned before, spoiler alert, his character dies in the movie. There will be spoilers in this review if you've never seen the Avengers. You have Kobe Smulders coming as Maria Hill. She was going to be in live action Wonder Woman film, but selected from potential actors including Monica Bellucci, who again, wasn't playing Gotham as Lee Tompkins, and the Deadpool movies 1 and 2. Gwyneth Paltrow comes back as Pepper Potts. Paul Bettany returns to voice Jarvis. Damien Pardo portrays his master Thanos, and named in the film. Powers Booth and Gina Ortiz propose as Powers Booth, a great actor. He passed away in 2017, but good actor. He voiced Gorilla Grodd in Justice League and Justice League Unlimited. But I miss Powers Booth. He was a really good actor. But he's really progressed playing villains. He was in Red Dawn, not as a villain though. 1984. I'm talking about the original, the real Red Dawn, not the crappy remake from 2012. But he was in Rapid Fire with the late Brandon Lee. Really good movie. He was in Tombstone, Sudden Death as Joshua Tree, is it? He was in Con Air, but he was uncredited. Sudden Death with Joshua Foster, where he played the villain, the Jean-Claude Van Damme's hero. Yeah, he did voice Superman. I mean, he didn't voice Superman. But Superman Brand Attacks, he voiced Lex Luthor, which I'm sorry he was not good as. I don't blame him necessarily. I blame the writing on that film. That it just didn't work. But he was great as voicing Gorilla Grodd, though, for Justice League cartoon, Yeah, but a really good cast here, of course. Marvel picked the perfect cast. And of course, the film had 3 sequels: Avengers: Age of Ultron, Infinity War, and Endgame. It is the numbers box office records. It's the third highest grossing film of all time of its release and the highest grossing film in 2012. It is directed by Josh Whedon and screenplays by him. He's worked on Buffy the Vampire Slayer, uh, movies himself. Well, he's worked on Toy Story. He's a writer on that. And Buffy the Vampire Slayer movie. Was that with Christy Swan? Yeah, that was with Christy Swanson. Alien Resurrection, Titan AE, Atlantis Lost Emperor, his with Disney. And he directed Avengers Age of Ultron. And Justice League, but he's uncredited. Yeah, which sucks. Yeah. I heard there were some issues behind the scenes with that. But I don't believe it was Josh Whedon's fault. Could have been Zack Snyder's. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. Is the camera messed up? Okay, just making sure. Sorry. Anyway, the story's by Zach Penn and Josh Whedon. Zach Penn, who wrote the scripts for other Marvel movies, including, well, this ain't Marvel, but Live Action Hero. That was an Arnold Schwarzenegger film, Men in Black. And Suspected Gadget, terrible movie, Behind Enemy Lines. And of course, like I said, Marvel X2 X-Men United, Elektra, X-Men Last Stand, The Incredible Hulk from 2008, and of course this movie. He didn't do no superhero movies after that, which is a shame, but he worked on Ready Player One and Free Guy. Which sucks, I think he could have done more Marvel movies, you know. Based on Avengers by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, produced by Kevin Feige, who has been producing many of the MCU movies, starting with Iron Man and still does today, you know. Most recently, Deadpool and Wolverine. And they come out with 3 more Marvel movies this year, I think, so. Which he's going to be a producer on, I believe. So, cinematography is by Seamus McGree, who's worked on feature films like The Winter Guest, A Map of the World, The Hours, The Actors, Alone Came Polly, starring Jennifer Aniston and Ben Stiller. Okay. I was about to say Gardner. And Godzilla from 2015. Did some photography on that. Life. Okay, that's all for a scene. Edited by Jeffrey Ford, who edited Ron Williams' movie 1 Hour Photo, which is a thriller film that the late Ron Williams did. And Lisa Leslick, she did cinematography of The Cabin in the Woods, also Avengers: Age of Ultron, The Circle, 12 Strong Bad Times at the El Rail, and Leave the World Behind. And some TV series like Blade the series, which I've never seen. You check that out. Anyway, and music was by Alan Silvestri. Really a great composer, in my opinion. He's done music for Back to the Future films, I believe. Yeah. The Delta Force, starring Chuck Norris, Summer Rental, starring the late John Candy, Romancing the Stone, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, worked with Robert Zemeckis, The Abyss, Predator 2, oh, and the first, yeah, Predator 1 and 2, Soup Dish, Stop or My Mom Will Shoot, Death Becomes Her, The Bodyguard, Super Mario Brothers the movie, and Cop and Half. He did the music score for Forrest Gump, Richie Rich, Judge Dredd, was starring the Sylvester Stallone one, Sergeant Bilko, Mission Impossible. Well, I guess it got rejected because Danny Elfman actually did the score for that movie. Eraser, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, also a conductor on the film. The Parent Trap, Holy Man, that's a Holy Man's I think a Eddie Murphy movie. Stuart Little, Castaway, What Lies Beneath, What Women Want, The Mummy Returns, Stuart Little 2, uh, Night at the Museum, Battle of the Smithsonian, Christmas Carol, the 2009 movie starring Jim Carrey and directed by Robert Zemeckis, Captain America: The First Avenger, Avengers: Age of Ultron. I guess working themes only. Score was usually composed by Brian Tyler. I think Danny Elfman did the music score for that too. Avengers: Infinity War and Endgame. Yeah. Production company is Marvel Studios, distributed by Walt Disney Studios. It was released May 4, 2012. Here in the United States, it's 143 minutes long. The budget was $225 million. At the box office, the Avengers made $1.521 million worldwide, so it was a hit at the box office. And the movie's about 2 hours and 23 minutes long. I know that seems long, but still, trust me, it's worth it. You will get a lot of good action in the movie. It's an entertaining film. It just takes its time with the story. That's what I like about these early Marvel films, though. They take their time. Like, they took their time to make this movie. It took them 5 movies to get there, but they did. But anyway, what the story of the Avengers is about, the film's about, is that when Thor's evil brother Loki gains access to the ultimate power of this Tesseract, emerging called the Tesseract, and Loki pretty much plans to take over the world with it. He plans to rule over the earth. He wants to be like, you know, he wants to rule over the earth as a king. You know, and pretty much the director of Shield, Nick Fury, initiates the superhero recruitment effort to defeat the unprecedented threat to Earth that is the Avengers. Joins Fury's dream team that is Iron Man, Captain America, the Hulk, Thor, Thor, Black Widow, and Hawkeye, and yeah, the Dream Team, and he sets them up. And the Avengers, they meet for the first time. They don't get along at first, but the Avengers have to work as a team, and they have to fight Loki and his army. He has an army of aliens that are going to attack the Earth and will help him rule the Earth, gain him the Earth. So the Avengers must stop him from being become like king of the world. So the Avengers must team up together and defeat Loki, take him down, get him arrested, and basically get Thor to. Thor's going to arrest him and take him to Asgardian to put him in their prison, so he can face justice. So they have to stop him and work together as a team, you know. So that's the plot for you. Excuse me. I'm gonna talk about the movie. I'm sorry. That water like trapped in my mouth. How do you do that? I don't know. But anyway, I'm gonna talk about the movie itself. Maybe some quotes to give my final opinion on this movie. But the movie opens up with Loki being expelled from the Nine Realms, exiled, and his actions in Asgard. He wonders about space. He gets into contact with the servant of a mysterious warlord, that is Thanos. Yeah, and the servant of a mysterious warlord. He makes a deal with Loki in exchange for recovering the Tesseract, a powerful energy source being studied by Shield on Earth. His master promises to give Loki command over the Shirati, a ruler race of cyborgs to see that he may conquer humanity, which Loki wants to do. Loki wants to rule, and he's mad because he didn't get to go Asgard. He lost that opportunity thanks to Thor, and he's out for revenge. So he wants to take over Earth. He sees it a chance for greatness, so Loki does accept, of course. Then on Earth, you have Nick Fury, Maria Hill, Phil Coulson, Eric Selvig, and Clint Barton. They're called to the Joint Dark Mission. They Dr. Silver, he's researching the test. Eric Selvig, who was, of course, from the first movie, he's here too. He's researching the Tesseract. It's recently begun quality. They're testing it out, and basically, he's telling Maria that it's necessary, and that's going to have the works going. He's like, he tells Barton, you need to keep an eye on him. I'm keeping an eye on him. I'm best. Then all of a sudden, the Tesseract goes crazy. Loki shows up, and at first, Loki's just smiling, and then, Nick is Fury's like, "Sir, put the Tesseract down. Put the staff down." And Loki attacks him, trying to fight him back. But Loki kills most of the agents. He even says, "I bring great tidings. I'm here to take over the world. Peace." I'm like, "You come murder us, and you're talking about peace?" And he attacks. Barton tries to attack, but he like touches the staff with him, and it like controls his heart. He's like, because once you accept it in your heart, and he gets Silver, and he gets some man on his side. He enslaves the minds of Silver, Barton, and stuff with his shield agents. They aid him in his getaway. Fury's like, well, we have no quarrel with you. And Ant has no equal with the boo. He's like, well, you planning to step on us? He's like, yeah, I am. And then everybody's like, Agent Fury stalling. They betray him. And, Maria Hill tries to go after, he's like, Barton's been compromised. And Barton tries to shoot at Maria Hill. They shoot back. They're getting away. There's a chase and show. There's a chase happening. And, he has to, Fury's in the plane and helicopter, but gets knocked down. So what do we do? And him and Agent Coulson and Agent Hill, they decide to initiate the Avengers. First of all, he calls Natasha Romanoff, and she's on a mission. She's tied up. And the one thing I didn't like about watching this movie is I hate the subtitles because subtitles are annoying to read. But despite that, though, she's tied up on a mission. They're about to stop. They're about to kill her, but she gets a phone call. And it's great choice she's calling once again. She's good. And she's like, he's like, Natasha, it's Clint. He's been compromised. And he's like, give me a minute. And she beats that. Even being a badass in that chair to hit them, break out of the chair and beats their ass. And I like when she was like waiting for her to be done. She finishes. And she's like, you get the big guy. She's telling the girl, Bruce Banner, and he'll get Hulk. And, the first Hulk Avenger we do see is, of course, Mark Ruffalo, the Hulk. She gets this little girl to trick him to ask for help. He's like, what do you want? And she tells Banner that Bruce that they need him to work on test right do some just him being a scientist. You know. He's like, okay, so you're not here to fight the other guy. Okay, which he's talking about the Hulk. And he does something like, I did this, he's like once again, he was like, Natasha, calm down. I was just seeing how you react. Put the gun down. Because I promise you, if y'all shoot those bullets, the other guy will come out. And even if those Shield of Agents would have been shooting at him and made him mad, which they didn't, he would have turned to the Hulk and crushed them anyway. But he's been without a year without an incident. And Banner, of course, still wants to find a cure, but is able to control the Hulk. And then Coulson goes to recruit Tony Stark. Uh, Tony, who was like fixing a machine underwater, flying back, and of course him and Pepper are in a relationship now. They're talking about doing some fun doing, but before they can, Phil shows up. Coulson shows up because they ignore him. Shows up, tells them, about that the Avengers Initiative. Even though he's like, "Well, don't play with others." Very low self-esteem. You know, checks it out, and he's got a lot of work to do. And Rogers is just punching a bag, thinking about his past. Punches the bag out, breaks it, picks the other one. Nick Fury's like, "You hear the mission, sir? The world trying to get me back into the world, trying to save it." He's like, tells him about Steve about the terrorist act. He said, "We can use you." He's like, "All right, I'm in." I think you can tell us about the test. He's like, "Yeah, you should have left it in the water, in the ocean." All three of them though accept the offer, but the group ends up gathering on the hail carrier. You know, Steve Rogers. Rogers meets Phil Coulson, tells him that he's a real big fan. He's like, "Oh, you're the right guy for the job." And he's like, tells him about Banner. He's like Stephen Hawking. He's like a really smart person. When he's not the Hulk. They meet. Steve Rogers and Tasha meet for the first time. They meet Bruce Banner, and they see the ship. Is like, wow. And I like it when they see how the ship looks. They go into the helicarrier. I thought it was funny when Captain America, when Steve pulls out $10 and gives him $10, and you know, Banner's going to do his science stuff, work on the Tesseract. But I mean, Loki uses the scepter to communicate with the other, who warns him that the consequences will be unspeakable if he should fail. But he tells him he needs the army. He's like, "We'll bring you the army. You just don't fail. You can't hide no ground. We'll find you and get you, Loki." Loki gets discovered in Germany. He attacks a man named Helmut Schindler before terrorizing. They need his gain of his eyeball. Loki just knocks one guy out with the scepter and gets his eyes. Sees people around. He's like, yeah. And then confronts these people in Germany. You know, using his because he's got a mischief, able to make illusions of it. Like, kneel before me. He's like, "You are not meant to kneel before me. You're meant to worship me." And I was like, "Never bow down to a man like you. There are no men like me." And he's like, "There are always men like you." But it was like, see that your elders can be a servant here. People can be an example. He's about to shoot at him. But of course, Captain America shows up. He's like, "Now I served a man like that one time, but I never did it." Him and Captain America fight. And Loki puts a pretty good fight, and Cap loses his shield. He's able to still put a fight up. Cap can still fight without his shield. And of course, he's got a new looking suit here, which again, I like Captain America's suit, but I still love the one in the first Avenger more. Of course, they don't change it with the sequel sometimes or any of the movies to them. Or they're doing it because of a bit of nostalgia. And Romanoff sends the machine, telling Loki to give up. Loki's fighting him a bit. He's about to kill Rogers, but Iron Man shows up, blast him with his blasters. And says, "Captain, is that Rogers?" That me. They have Loki tied up. Is like, he's acting this way. What are we gonna do with him? He's like, and start, trying to tell Steve what he's always got. Fury already has his secrets. And eventually Thor appears, transferred to Earth by Odin, and helping him start magic. And, he pushes Iron Man out of the way, and Iron Man wants to go fight, but Thor, Cap says, "We need to have a plan." He's like, "I do have a plan. Attack." And Thor brings Loki down to the ground, talks to him, says, "We born for you. You're my brother. We grew up together. We played together. We fought together." He's like, "But he didn't tell you about my rebirth." No, he's like, "Doesn't matter, Loki. You're still our family. You're my brother." And before he's like, "You listen," and then Iron Man attacks him, and Tony's like, he him is like, "What was Shakespeare in the Park? Does mother know?" And he's like, "Get out of the way, Middleman. You know not what you're dealing with." And then before Thor attacks him and Iron Man fight. Iron Man puts up a pretty good fight. Gets ready, they fight. Thor uses electricity, being God of Thunder using his hammer, shoots it at Iron Man. Iron Man blasts it up. And they able to fight a bit until Captain America shows up to stop them. Then we put the hammer down, and Iron Man's like, no, no, don't say that. And then Thor hits him, and I thought that was funny. Iron Man, I mean, and he tries to say Captain America, is always like, and Cap says, "Are we done?" You know, but they all go back to the helicarrier, and Tony shows up. Cap asks Thor, what does Loki want? What's his game? He says that Loki, is adopted. He's my brother. Well, he's adopted. That he just doesn't want power. He wants to control the Tesseract. He wants to rule. When I came to Earth, Loki's always followed me. He's been jealous of me the whole time. Tells him about what the deal is. Uh, Tony shows up, says no hard feelings. Point break. Yeah, that was funny. Yeah, because he kind of does it like Patrick Swayze with the hair down a little bit. And then he's like, I loved it when he comes up to doing scientist. Meets me like, hello, Banner, Bruce, Bruce Banner, how you doing? By the way, I'm a big fan of how you get mad and turn into a raging green monster. By the way, he's like, Mark Ruffalo, Britt Banner's like, thanks, and they just talk a bit. Loki gets imprisoned inside the carrier. There's actually a mental Hulk Banner's Hulk, just in case. He's like, you ant boot, got it? You even sneeze, you even scratch that thing, you're gonna tie up. Yeah, you must be desperate to call these freaks to fight me. He's like, yes, I'm desperate because you're threatening my world. You talk about peace, but you kill and you enjoy doing it. You've made me very desperate. Yeah. Hmm. But Loki remains silent. He wants to know what the Tesseract is, but he won't tell him. Instead, Loki's actually playing. It was easy because he wanted to get captured, so he can bring out the Hulk. Tony and Bruce are, just working on Tesseract how to find it, to locate it. Now Banner's like, well, at least you can control your problem, with the R reactor in his heart. He's like, but you can control it. Well, it's no different. And he like kind of gives him a shot. He's like, "Ow, I just want to see you angry. You see how you react." And Steve's like, "Hey, stop doing that." He's like, "Look, soldier, I don't even do what you say. You don't need to tell me what to do." And they argue a bit. Threatening to safety of the ship is not funny, Tony Stark. And they argue a bit. And basically, he tells Steve, "You think you can trust him? Like I told you, he has secrets. You can't really trust him." And Banner says, "Well, she'll just hide some stuff." And Steve's like, just find the Tesseract. And he knows that Tony and Bruce might be right. And he goes straight out. He sneaks in a room and finds out they're like got Hydra mask and hiding some Hydra stuff. And spoiler alert, in Captain America 1 shows you find out some of S.H.I.E.L.D. is actually Hydra. Sorry, spoiler that ahead. But there's a rivalry between the two because Tony has that arrogant attitude. And, of course, Cap is a soldier and he's got that attitude. Yeah. Fury, Stark reveals that he's hacked the agency's mainframe, unlocked their secrets. They want to make Tesseract weapons. I guess, you know, the Avengers end up confronting Fury with their discoveries. He reveals to them that Shield began using Tesseract. This is where the team starts to argue. And like I said, even though they're starting to meet each other, Thor kind of laughs at us like, we made it because of him. Me, all we want is pieces with your people. We don't want to fight. But now the other worlds, you know, it's like, you boys gonna argue? And he's like, right, Steve? And Steve's like, don't touch me. It's like, and then he's like, the Cap says to Steve, he's like, oh, you're, big boy Stark, you know, billionaire playboy there, he's like, hey, what are you? Billionaire playboy, therapist. Is that Rogers? You're just a face. You're just a science freak or whatever. You're just a guinea pig. You're magic out of a bottle. They're ready about to get into it. And Thor's like, "Excuse me, do we come to your world and their worlds?" And they start to argue. And Banner's like, "We're not a team. We're freaking time bombs. We're just a cause of mayhem." And he's about to get mad. And they're about to pull their guns. I'm talking about Natasha and Fury about to pull their guns on him. And Cap's like, "Put the test right down." He does. Sorry, you don't get to see my little magic trick today, folks. And Barton, who's brainwashed. Yeah. And Sylvik, though, Dr. Sylvik is losing his mind. He's like, it should be something amazing. Just he begins to snap a little more. And Loki has his man that he's under control. He come to free him. Of course, Bart knows where the Hellcarrier is because he works for Shield. Shoots an arrow at it, blows him up. Loki's able to get out thanks to one of the men helping him out. Thor tries to attack him, but he traps Thor. Well, I think before that, what happens is Iron Man, kind of gets a suit. They have to refit, fix the ship. They have to fix the wheel side of it because it's gonna fall. Cap fights with some men. He's almost, falling out the side of the window. But it's a good action scene as well. Very entertaining. And you know, Bruce Banner, just loses it, loses it, gets mad, and turns to the Hulk, and he chases Black Widow. He hits her once. Banner attacks to Thor attacks him. Thor and Hulk fight. I like when he's like, Banner, calm down. And he's more. Thor's like, gets his hammer, just hits him in the face, and again, Hulk can't pick up the hammer. And since they don't want the Hulk destroying the entire Hellcarrier, they get his attention by firing him. The guy shoots out, throws him. Hulk gets up, and like I said, Thor gets trapped by falling for Loki's one of his hallucinations. It's like, I can't believe you still fought for that, brother. And Phil Coulson shoots at him with his guns, like, what we're gonna do, but Loki uses his hallucination again and stabs Coulson, kills Coulson. But I think he comes back in the show Marvel Agents of Shield, which I have not seen. I think that might be on Netflix. But anyway, he attacks him, stabs him with the Tesseract, with the staff, and he's like, "See you later, brother." And Thor, of course, does get out of the hole that Jay's trapped in. They repair the damaged engine, though, even though, you know, Rogers does have to use a gun. He's gonna fight some men, and he just pulls the lever because Iron Man's trapped in him. Iron Man knocks the guy down. Again, when you know Phil Coulson dies, he tells Loki, "You're gonna lose. It's in your nature." He's like, "Your heroes are scared. I'm gonna lose, but they're gonna beat you anyway. They're gonna find a way." And he shoots the weapon at him, and I thought it was funny. He said, "Does that's how it works?" But he dies, and it's a sad moment. And you know, Fury sits down with Stark, and with Stark and Rogers tells them that we believe that there was a set of people that could save the world when needed. And Coulson died believing that dream, and he shows them the cords, which actually was not in his pocket, but he put it on the blood just to motivate them. And I forgot to mention, Hawkeye has a fight with Black Widow. She knocks him out, and he comes back to him senses. He's like, how many agents did I kill? He's like, don't go there. You don't live with that. You didn't mean to do it. It wasn't you. Loki controlling you. Then of course, Cap puts on a suit, and Black Widow and Hawkeye go out to fight. Iron Man puts on his suit. Tony fixes his suit up, armor up, and they realize that Steve and Stark, Steve and Tony realize that you know Loki wants a parade. He wants his name in the sky. Yeah, They take this jet to New York City. Stark arrives first though. As Iron Man flies up to the. Again, if you didn't get enough Iron Man in the first movie, this is Iron Man 2. You do get plenty of Iron Man here and some good action. So I know we don't get Iron Man like Iron Man 3, but we get more of them again in Avengers Age of Ultron. So, but again, he tries to talk to Silver. He's like, shut it down, Captain. He's like, we can't shut it down. It brings a whole new world, a new universe. And Iron Man's like, okay, enough of the crazy talk. Shoots the blast arm, doesn't work. But he sees Loki smiling at him, goes to talk to Loki. He's like, I'm planning on threatening you, by the way. Over the drink. You can offer me a drink. Hospitality? No, not hospitality. Threatening. It's like, let's see. You've managed to piss off the Avengers. The group of the Avengers. Your brother, Thor, the demigod. Captain America soldier from the 40s, who lives up to the name. You know, and a green big guy named the Hulk. You know, and two space agents. Two spies. And Loki brags like, you know, Loki brags, like as the villains do, saying like I'm gonna win type thing. But he's like, that was the plan. It's not a great plan. Loki's like, who do I have to be afraid of? The Avengers. This is what we call ourselves. And I like that line when he says, we might not be able to protect the Earth, but we're gonna damn sure avenge it. And he's like, well, they're gonna be fighting you. And he tries to use the weapon on him to Loki. So but he's got the R reactors. Like that doesn't work. So Loki like attacks Scar. He's like, oh, you will all kneel before me. Throws him out the window. He kills him. But he's able to get the Iron Man suit and the suitcase, which is cool. He's like, he pissed off another person. He shoots at him. He's like, and that was Thor. I mean, Phil. And he sees the reactor going off, and Thanos coming and flies up there to shoot at them. Cap, Hawkeye, and Black Widow show up, but they crash. They see what's going on, and then Thor comes to. Thor, of course, trapped in a place somewhere like around woods. He's able to get his hammer back and his strength back. Flies to Loki, fights with Loki a bit. He says, "But we can fix this together. We can change it, brother." And then he was like, jabs him, always sentimental, and Thor knocks him out. But Loki jumps on and rides on the ride, getting ready to fight. And he says, "We got a skill score with Loki." He's like, "You and me both, pal." I know. He Cap says we need to work together. And Hulk fell through the roof, and some guys like, and he sees Banner transform, but he's naked. We don't see him naked. He's like, "You fell this bug ass nude." Kid that had visions though was like, "Are you an alien, son?" He's like, "This no, I'm not an alien. I'm human." He's like, "Well, son, then you have a problem." He's like, and he steals a bike. You know, if you've seen how it should have ended on Facebook, I mean on YouTube, that YouTube channel, how it should have ended, it was hilarious. But despite that, though, Hulk does still, still it. And he's like, right now, I thought it would be good for you. And he was like, "That's my secret cap. That's my secret cap. I'm always going to punches, turns to the Hulk." And Iron Man come down, and then this way you get the Avengers teaming up. And then you get that great music score by Alan Silvestri, da 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 da. Yeah, and they prepare a fight. Cap makes his orders. He tells Iron Man to go put the fight up there in the sky. Important to watch, eyes out and stuff and shoot arrows. And not Cap, Thor to shoot some lightning up there, and him and Black Widow keep the fight down there. Cap tells these police officers, "Get these people safety 39 yards this way." He's like, "Why should I listen to you?" And Cap beats up the aliens, and he's like, "I need a phone call." And you know, Iron Man shoots at some of the aliens. Hulk is smashing them, which is pretty cool. Planning shooting at them, and he shoots an arrow at Loki, which I thought was awesome. And Hulk knocks him down. He's like, "You listen to me, you monster. I take over." And then he crushes. I mean, Hulk just crushes him. He's all puny god. They fight some of the Shirati. Romanoff makes sure by specific device, convincing him, saying that He's free from his little tricks. Like you didn't know what you were doing. He was using you. The War Security Council attempts to end the invasion by launching an insular missile at Manhattan, but aren't um, Nick Fury is able to shoot a missile at one and blow one of the missiles up. I mean, one of the jets up, but the other jet gets away. I mean, uh, and then it's just continuing fighting here. With Iron Man shooting at some bad guys and Black Widow want to fight, and Captain and Thor and Hulk trying to fight. Fighting the Jurati. They end up crashing in the windows. They fight. Thor. Thor. Hulk like Thor, which I thought was funny. Wow. Stark is fighting. He's like, and he's like going up to the machine. He's like, Jarvis, you ever, it's like a giant turtle, but like a giant whale also, with the shark just have these weapon as his weapon. And he's like, Jarvis, have you, Iron, Tony tells Jarvis, he's like, you ever heard of the Jarvis? You ever heard of the tale of Jonah? I'm gonna use him as a role model, but he goes in there, blows it up. Hulk is able to destroy some of the aliens too. Thor wins. I mean, not wins. What am I talking about? Thor, they would not get, they fight more, which is cool. Stark makes a sacrifice going into space, grabs it, shoots it to the other universe of the space, and falls back. He's not slowing down. Thor's getting ready to go catch him, though. I forgot to mention Captain America fights a little bit more than the Sharati. They try to blow up some people with civilians, but he's able to use a shield. A shield protects himself when Bullet takes the mask off. Yeah. And the fight ends when Iron Man makes that sacrifice with him shooting the missile up to the in space, passing out, uh, getting caught by Hulk, and they think he might die. Hulk roars real loud. He's like, "Holy, what the hell? Oh, we're good, guys. Let's go get some shawarma. Shawarma. We'll do that now. Yeah, we're all good. But there's one more thing we got to do." And then, of course, Loki wakes up, and the Avengers confront him like this. Sorry if you can't see the picture so good. But they, avenge him. Yeah, they get him. Yeah, which is a cool moment. The Avengers get him. Arrest him. He's like, "If it's all to you, I'll take that drink now." The world will change for taken over by the superhero team. The Avengers do become a center of media attention. Some people love them, some people like them, some people dislike them, think they cause all this damage, they need to pay for it. But hey, at least they saved your butts, right? And then you have the late Stanley making a cameo, as the Avengers host saying, "Superheroes in New York, give me a break." That was Stan Lee's line. Again, who was responsible for creating the Avengers? Well, because Jack Kirby did too, but I think Jack Kirby passed away long before Stan Lee did. So that's why Stan Lee, cameos in these Marvel movies. Because he's responsible for making them too, and Jack Kirby. And the World City Council, including Powers Booth, they don't like Thor. I mean, Thor. I'm not keep on saying Thor. They say, "Where are the Avengers now?" I was like, "Well, we don't need them right now. Just leave them in peace." And you see, they shut in Loki's mouth, and him and Thor go home, so Loki can face his judgment. The Avengers separate Bruce and rides with Tony in a new car. Steve rides a bike. Yeah, and they just go their separate ways because the world needs them again. And then Other meets with his master and informs him of Loki's failure. That is, of course, you see the smile of the master, and that is Thanos. And the Avengers are, quietly they eat in silence, and they're already eating shawarma at the end of the movie. And yeah, they win. They beat Loki, and that's the end of the film. Yeah, see if I read some quotes real quick. Oh. Thor, what's his play? He has an army called the Shirati. Shirati. They're not of Asgard or any world known. He means to lead them against your people. They will win him the earth. In return, I suspect for the Tesseract. An army from outer space. So he's building another portal. That's what he needs. He needs Eric Silvic for. Silvic, he's an apologist. He's a friend. Loki has them under some kind of spell, along with one of others. I want to know why Loki has left us to take him. He's not leading us any more army from here. I don't think we should be focusing on Loki. That guy's brain is bag full of cats. You smell crazy on him. Have a care how you hey, have a care how you speak. Loki's bound reason, but he's of Asgard was my brother. He killed 80 people in 2 days. He's adopted. Enough. You're all beneath me. I'm a god, you're a dual creature, and I will not be bullied. Puny god. What's the state, Rogers? It seems to be powered by some sort of electricity. Well, you're not wrong. Alright, I'm not sitting here records all night. I'm tired. Alright, listen up. Then we can close the portal or party's containment. Barton, I want you on that roof. Eyes on everything. Call out patterns and strays. Sorry, you got the perimeter, perimeter, perimeter. Sorry. Anything gets more than 3 blocks, you out. You turn it back or you turn dash. Want to give me a lift? Right? Better flinch up, players. Thor, you gotta try and bottle lock the portal. Show him down. You got the lightning? Light the bastards up. You and me, we're still here on the ground. So when he says Hulk, smashing over them. Somehow they go smash. But anyway, that's some good dialogue in the film too. Let me give my final opinion on the Avengers, and then I'll be done for the review for tonight. Alright, guys. So, the Avengers. I love this movie. This is awesome. This is definitely one of the best superhero films I think ever made. I think it's better than the Dark Knight trilogy. Yeah, because this came out in May, and in July came out Dark Knight. This is better than Dark Knight Rises. Why? Because it's not boring. Yeah, you might say it's 2 hours 23 minutes long, but the Dark Knight Rises felt a lot longer. That was boring. Yeah, that had some crappy fights with, especially Bane and Batman. You can't understand what they're saying. This film had better action and a better villain. Yes, I said it. Better villain, and yes, better than the Dark Knight trilogy. I'd rather watch this over the Dark Knight trilogy. All 3 movies, even the Dark Knight. I love Heath Ledger's Joker, but this film has a better cast and better set of heroes that I like and care about more. Yeah. When Phil Coulson dies, it was sad, moment. Yeah. But what I like about the film, it has a good story. I like the whole thing that it's about the Avengers learning to team up. I think in this movie, they just have to learn to team up, have to learn to work together. Of course, they don't get along because they're just meeting. But like, Josh Whedon put it, you find that they not only belong together, but you need each other. That's what they do. They need each other. This team, they belong together, and you can tell the Avengers do. Yeah, first they argue, they don't get along because it's the first time meeting each other. They all have different personalities and different problems of their own. But at the end, the Avengers do become a team, and they become Earth's mightiest heroes. And this is our first time seeing them in a Marvel movie. Marvel did it so brilliantly though because they built up with movies by giving us origins of the characters. Unlike the DCU, they didn't jump right into it. They took their time with introducing us to characters. Because that's what you do. You take time. You shouldn't rush to meet characters in a movie. You don't need to rush it. Take your time, and that's what they did with this movie. That's why we have a good cast here. The cast is great. The story's really good. Like how Loki's the villain. I thought Loki was a good villain. Loki's angry. He's vengeance. He's power hungry. He wants to rule. He wants to be a king. There's a holly golly. Then he thinks very highly of himself. Likes to gloat. That's where gloat. That's what villains do. Like, oh, I'm gonna win. Yeah, no problem. But Loki was a great villain. He was very entertaining. But Tom Hiddleston did a great job. And he was a threat because he could put a fight up with Avengers. I mean, come on, he put up a good fight with, of course, his brother Thor and Iron Man. Yeah, I mean, and Captain America. Yeah, he could take on the Avengers in a fight. You know, but they had to work together because Loki had an army, so the Avengers had to become a team, and that's what the story was about. The heart is of the movie is that become a team. Learning that you need each other to be a team to work together. You know, yeah. And of course, the cast, Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, Tony Stark, perfect. Mark Ruffalo, even though I do prefer Edward Norton, Mark Ruffalo does a good job. I do like the way the Hulk looks in this movie. Hulk looks cool in this movie. It still looks better than Ann Lee's Hulk, definitely. You know, Chris Hemsworth's Thor does a great job. And Scarlett Johansson as Natasha Romanoff, Black Widow, gorgeous, hot. She is pretty gorgeous. I'm not lying. She's gorgeous, good actress. Yeah, and Chris Evans as Captain America, perfect. He was good for the role. Still as believable as the character. Uh, Clint Barton, Jeremy Renner does a good job as Hawkeye, and Nick Fury, Samuel Jackson does a great job as Nick Fury. I like Kobe Smulders too, beautiful woman. You got good actresses in here too. They're good actresses, not just Scarlett. There's other two I wanted to look at. Kobe Smulders, I think, she was in How I Met Your Mother. I think she was in, after this, I think she did, Delivery Man. She was good in that. And Captain America's Winter Soldier, she was in that. And Avengers of Ultron, in Infinity War and Endgame, and Spider-Man Far From Home. That was the last one she did, I guess. Oh, Jeannie Otter was in. Oh, let's see. She okay, because I recognize that actress. I think let's see. Okay, 1980. Okay, yeah, she was in American Werewolf in London. Oh, she was in Child's Play 2 as well. And she was in Captain America: The Winter Soldier's Council, Woman Holly. Yeah, and Having Powers Boot there was great as well. Let's see, was he in another Avengers movie? Nope, he was not. But he was in Cincinnati Damned to Pay For. I guess that was his last role, or he retired. Yeah, but again, great actor. I knew I recognized her. But this film had a really good cast. Josh Whedon did a great job directing this film and writing the script. Along with Zach Penn, I think they both did a good job bringing the heroes to the screen. And the action is really good. The acting, the special effects, the CGI is good. I thought the CGI was good. Yes, a lot of CGI, but it's good CGI. The musical around Sylvester, it's just an epic theme for the Avengers. Really fits the characters well. Yeah, building it up works really well. Yeah, it's 140 minutes long, but believe me, it's a good story. Because the thing is, though, you meet the Avengers one by one. You get to meet Mark Ruffalo. You get to see Tony. Then you get to see Tony and Steve Rogers, and then they come out the door. So it kind of just builds up on the story as we go along in the movie. You begin to meet the Avengers and see how they become a team, and see that they don't get along at first with their different personality stuff, but they at the end they do become a better team at the end of the movie. It just takes a while to get there. And when they get there, the action at the end, especially the comics, it keeps on going and going. Every scene shot with Iron Man fighting, Thor and Loki. I mean Thor and Hulk fighting, Black Widow fighting, and Clint shooting his arrows and doing this badass jump. Even though nearly gives up, it still was a badass jump. So you get a lot of action. It builds up to it. And it's not an action film. I would say superhero movie. I mean, yeah, you want to see your heroes in action and stuff, but you want a good story to start off with so that I can get to know the characters and they're building it up. I don't want the Avengers to get right away. I'm not expecting them to get along. And yes, of course, they're not going to get along at first because they just met each other for the first time. So you would expect that these people, when they meet for the first time, they're not going to get along. Sometimes when people meet for the first time, they in real life, I mean, this ain't real. This is a comic movie, but in real life, some people don't get along when they meet each other the first time. But maybe as time goes on, you start to. But that's just life in general. You won't get along with people you meet first time, and it builds up slowly. You can't just have the adventures right away. You have to build it up, even in the movie itself. Marvel takes time with stuff in their movies, which is what I like about them. They give origin stories to all their characters in every movie. You know, which works in my opinion. But the Avengers has enough story, good special effects, good action, great cast, good music score, balanced Sylvester. Yeah, and good action and a good story. The Avengers is awesome. 5 movies and 6 movies. It took 5 movies to get to this, and it worked. That's how you do it, DC. You slowly build up. You introduce us to the characters one by one. Don't rush it. You know, we don't need a Justice League film that quickly. Just patience. It's a virtue when it comes, especially when it comes to movies. We don't need a movie rushed. You know, And the thing is, it was worth it because the movie made $1 billion at the box office, so it was a hit. Maybe The Dark Knight made more money. Dark Knight Rises probably did, but this still made more money. And this got a bigger franchise than the Dark Knight trilogy. And Christopher Nolan, he could have made more Batman movies, but chose not to. But thank God he didn't, because I'm sorry, Marvel would have continued more. Yeah. Why? Because they throw realism at the window. Because comic movies are not being realistic. Batman is a comic character. You don't make comic movies realistic. I don't care what kind of character we're talking about. They're not realistic. The comic books, they're purely for entertainment. Yeah. And the Avengers is entertaining. It's a fun to watch. I thought Loki was a great villain. I thought he was good, and he's interesting. He's an interesting character to me. Tom Hiddleston does a great job playing him. Good film, good cast. For the Avengers, awesome movie. So my rating for the Avengers, I'm gonna give this 5 out of 5 stars and a thumbs up for the Avengers. So guys, tell me in the comments down below. What do you think of the first Avengers movie in your opinion? Do you like it? Do you hate it? And if you don't like the film, you think it's overrated, you don't like it, that's okay. Hey, different opinions make this world a better place. You don't have to agree with me that if you don't think this is a great movie, that's fine. This is just my opinion, my point of view on the film. That's it. You don't have to agree with me. I'm not sitting here saying you have to agree with me. This is the official opinion. No, it's just my opinion. That's all it is. My point of view, my subjective point of the movie is what I think of it. It's just all a point of my reviews. But anyway, guys, let me know what you think about the Avengers down below. Who's your favorite Avenger? Mine probably is yeah, to be honest, Iron Man. Iron Man was always my favorite, and then probably second would be Captain America. But tell me, guys, what do you think of the first Avengers movies? Do you like any of the sequels? What's your least favorite Avengers movie? I can't think of my least favorite one. I enjoy all of them. Maybe Infinity War because I don't like the ending, maybe. But I don't know. I haven't watched that fully yet. I'm gonna get there eventually, though. It'll take time. But first of all, we gotta start with the first Avengers movies because we haven't even, gotten to Guardians of the Galaxy, Ant Man, Doctor Strange, or Black Panther yet, or Captain Marvel. So yeah, well, Captain Marvel came after Infinity War, but still take time for that too. But I will get to more Avengers movies down the road. Yeah, I think 4 movies is all you needed, but that's just my opinion. I know they're gonna make more. You gotta know they're gonna make more, of course. Kind of pointless. But anyway, the next. This is another Marvel. This is Revisit Review. I know a lot of people hate this movie, but I've always liked this guy, Spider Man, and I like this movie and the sequel. I think they're both underrated. They both have problems, but I'll give you my reasons why I like them. We're gonna do that anytime I get this movie. But anyway, next will be a revisit review for The Amazing Spider Man. Yes, directed by Mark Webb, starring Andrew Garfield, Emma Stone, Rhys Fiennes, Dennis Leary, Campbell Scott, Martin Sheen, and Sally Field, and that is a revisit review for The Amazing Spider-Man 1, which I do enjoy, but maybe my opinion will be different when I say, yeah, the movie's kind of torn up a little bit. I don't know why. It's a bad habit with me. I got the movie on DVD. DVD got in terrible shape, and now I got the Blu-ray, and it's in terrible shape. But I don't want to take it off because it'll ruin the movie. Yeah, this one, this two. Yeah, I'm going to take this together somehow. But anyway, The Amazing Spider-Man, that'll be next review, so stay tuned for my review of The Amazing Spider-Man, guys. So, the first Amazing Spider-Man movie, which is on Blu-ray and DVD that I got. Still thinking about re-buying this one if I enjoy it. But The Amazing Spider-Man is next. Stay tuned for that, guys. Stay tuned for that, guys. Let me give my rating for the Avengers first movie is 5 out of 5 stars and thumbs up for the Avengers. Tell me in the comments down below what you think of this movie, guys. And this will be my last 2012 review. Will be The Amazing Spider-Man. So, The Amazing Spider-Man is next. Stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. And I will see you in my revisit review for The Amazing Spider-Man 1. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye bye. Thanks for watching.